Dressing properly for the environment that you're going to be in and also maintaining those clothes in the field is very important when it comes to being in the woods. A very simple acronym that we can use whenever we're getting prepared to go in the field or while we're in the field to maintain and be sure our clothes are doing what they're supposed to be doing, and also making sure that we are dressed properly for the environment that we are in. So the acronym is called COLDER. It's a military acronym that's been used for years. So the C in COLDER stands for clean. Keeping your clothing clean is very important while you're out in the field, because if your clothing is not clean and it's stuffed full of dirt, or your pants are covered in mud or whatever, they're not going to perform the way that those pants or shirts were intended to perform. Keep in mind, whenever you buy clothing, it is designed for a specific purpose, whether it's quick drying pants or breathable pants or thick canvas pants. Keeping that clothing clean is very important. That way they can perform how they're supposed to while you're in the field. Next letter in the acronym is O, which stands for overheating. You want to be able to avoid overheating while you're in the field. I have overheated while I was in the field and had to go to the hospital. It's not fun. You ask anybody that's ever had a heat injury, it's not fun to deal with. So you need to be able to control and maintain your body temperature with your clothing to avoid overheating and or avoid getting too cold. The next letter is L. You want to dress loose and in layers while you're in the field, because if you wear clothing that is too tight and constricting, especially in cold weather, you're going to freeze because it doesn't have any loft to your clothing. Whenever you're in cold weather, you want to have loft in between your layers. That way it traps that dead airspace and warms it up and keeps your body warm. So dressing loose and in layers is very important. You can see that I have some fairly loose pants on right now, because it allows me to put other layers underneath of them if need be. The next letter is D, which stands for dry. You need to stay dry while you're in the field. Need I say more? The next letter is E, which stands for examine. You need to examine your clothing while you're in the field. Be sure there's no holes or anything like that in your pants or in your shirts or whatever piece of clothing that you have. Like right now I'm wearing a rain jacket. I want to make sure that there are no holes in this rain jacket at the end of the day, because that's going to hurt the performance of your clothing. You need to keep your clothing in good working order. And the last letter is R, which stands for repair. After you examine your clothing and you see that there's a rip or something like that in whatever piece of clothing you have, you need to repair that, because like I said, you want your clothing in good working order and you want to use it for its intended purpose. You know, if I blow my knees out on my pants or something like that and I'm in the field and I know it's going to be a couple days before I get back to the house, I want to repair that item while I'm in the field, especially in the wintertime, because you're going to get that cold draft coming up through your clothing, things like that, and that's something you do not want to deal with. The next time you plan to go out in the woods, just remember the acronym COLDER, dress properly for your environment, and take care of your clothing while you're in the field.